Here's my SAT. Here's all my A stars. And here's this perfect IB score. I can't even find where my degree is. So what's the good side of getting all of that done? I guess I got that one billboard that gave me a false sense of ego and complacency and feeling like I'd done it so I could chill. And not only chill, but as an excuse to be even more lazy and not do what I enjoyed doing in the moment in my transition period to college because I felt satisfied. And that ironically led to me being even worse off and feeling mentally even worse. So already getting into the bad. Alright, what else is good? I guess the claps from others gives you confidence, something. And 3, yeah, I guess you feel that you're capable of something, albeit it's useless. But given this system, you're able to rise up in it. So if you can go into the system of the real world, which is a very complex system, if it even is a system, that there's a high chance that you can also do it, which anyone can do it. It's just that you have proven yourself in something else, so now bringing it here makes it easier. Alright, time to talk about the bad. Well, one, this was a personal issue, but I did all of that, but because I didn't focus on actually doing what I enjoyed, I ended up going to the university with the same people who got half my score. Well, half as in if you take the law curve, the power law curve, where to get from 99% to 99 percentile, to go from 90th percentile to 99th percentile, it takes 10 times the amount of work than it goes from 50th percentile to 60th percentile. I spent, I think, 2 years preparing for this exam, on and off months, 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, however way you want to count it, the entire educational system to get where I was, to have that acumen for that system. And I'm going to the university with people who are chilling, who probably chilled thrice as much as I did. And I'm not hating on anyone, but to put all that blood, sweat, and tears and go to the same place, it's just not a matter of fit, where I had to fake being friends in some cases too, and enjoying company where I just couldn't. It just wasn't in me. Sure, we could do certain activities together and enjoy that, but deep down, and it's not because I'm an asshole, it's just I did not fit there. And the reason I ended up going to this university is, well, one, I was an international student from a medium class family in India, which basically means poverty in the USA if you convert rupees to dollars. So I'm international. That already penalizes you because there's so many rich international kids willing to pay the university, so why would they pick you? 2, and this is where the excuse starts, I focused. In my mind, I was so in tune with the academic system, I did not choose to do what I really like doing, was making games, making apps, exploring AI. I didn't build a big project there, and if I'd enjoyed that and built it so big, that would have actually, ironically, led me to a better university, because I would have done that and created something for myself that when you do something you enjoy, you end up bringing it to so many people in the world, and that would have ironically made me happier now and put me in a better place, and I've gotten to a better university. The grades, the statistics, those are just benchmarks to make sure you're sane and that you're decently smart. They're not there to be a hyper-competitive measure, which I got into for some reason. And that's what happens when your parents don't guide you well too. So I don't want to blame them, but I kept trying to explore, but whenever my dad would walk in the rooms and see me coding, he'd be like, why aren't you studying for the SAT? Are you sure you're gonna get an 800? Yeah, I did get it. Look where it got me. I'm still pretty happy where I am, but this was in college. I also had to work crazy hard. And in high school, I worked crazy hard so I could chill in college a little bit. So it's not really good for your mental health if you make the wrong decisions. You're gonna end up being like a frolicking donkey and then just work all the time. So if you want to enjoy life and meet your goals, you have to think smart and take risks. The other thing is, if you spend 1,000 hours playing basketball, if you spend 1,000 hours learning the piano, you can show it in a positive way because people can actually enjoy it when you play it. When you actually play basketball, when you play the piano, people can enjoy it. That's why they'll appreciate your skill. Here, you spent 1,000 hours, I got a 1560. What am I gonna do with it? If I bring it up, it's just a show off. That's how net negative of a system that is. And then don't even get me started on when I got one question wrong and they deducted 30 points from my score because of their scaling system, and how much people on Reddit would discuss, I would get pissed, blame game, all that. Amount of stress and pointlessness that went into that. I think if I were to tell my 15-year-old self something, 1, talk to that girl, it's not that deep. 2, now that I've read the book Essentialism, I realized what was my core value in life? What do I want to go to? how do I want to live it, and what are the steps to take there? For me, it's always been to have my own different ventures. I want to be like Edison and have my own labs inventing things. I don't really necessarily want to build huge multi-billion companies. I think that there's merits to that. Maybe I'm interested in that too. For me, at the core, I'm an inventor. I like coming up with new things, solving problems. I just find it super fun, organizing people to do it. That's why entrepreneurship, startups, there's an alignment there, machine learning. That's where they all come together. And I learned machine learning back in 10th grade. I was building projects in it, but I just didn't have any self-belief, and parents always pressuring me into academic system, me using that as an excuse to give in, not fighting for myself. Those are some things I wish I could tell myself, that fight for yourself. What you like doing, what you enjoy doing, go for it. And ironically, that will lead you to all your material results that you think you have to sacrifice other things for anyways. You think you have to do academic work so you can sacrifice on the enjoyment right now, but that will help you in the future. But no, ironically, if you're mindful in the moment and you're focusing on your enjoyment, ironically, you'll be in a better off place too. As long as you have the execution and dedication to back it up, which I was also lacking in because I would be tired from school. My commute was 2 hours there and in the Indian sun in 100 degrees weather and 2 hours back. 4 hours a day I was spending on commute. I'd read a book, so it wasn't completely wasted, but I try with friends to do this with too. That's another thing I would say. If they're not nearby, find them. I think you should have friends that are carefree, and I'm very lucky I had a couple friends in high school who really cared for me and were there for me, but also have friends around your interests. Those are not necessarily friends, but they're like people who push you and keep you accountable. So you have friends where it's a relationship, and then there's more like accountability type friends. The best is when they're both combined, but that's very rare to find. I'm still glad that I'm able to get here where I am today, working on my own venture in a WeWork. And now I try not to make the same mistakes I did as a kid. Try to think about it, but I still end up making mistakes, and sometimes I get frustrated. That's okay. It happens. Just keep pushing.